Hey guys, once you're here, let's talk about the Scar. I don't think I've ever really done a review on this weapon for some reason. If I have, certainly not post-patch. This is definitely a gun we need to talk about. Engineer class weapon. Sometimes I get messages from you guys asking what's the best gun for the engineer class. If you had to ask me, I'd say the Scar, hands down. Particularly now, after they've really beefed it up post-patch now. Something about this gun, by far, I think out of all the guns in the game, I think it has the best sound. Which, you know, if you're like me, all aspects of this game I really enjoy. But in particular, it would be, you know, sound is one of the major ones. So hearing the sound of a gun really kind of connects you to the game in a lot of ways, and that's why I really enjoy this weapon. It just sounds unique to me. No other gun in the game has a sound like this gun, and I really love it. But as you can see in this gameplay, I want to talk about the particulars of this weapon that show you where it's good, particularly now with its range increase post-patch, and describe some situations with this weapon and again my thought process. So all my videos are intended to help you improve your gameplay, so I always try to include clips that capitalize on that and give you adequate footage. Look at that last kill I just got. I had 5 bullets left in my clip, and look how quick and easy it is to put guys down with this gun. But sometimes in situations like this, let's see if you can detect a rhythm in the sound of this sidearm. This is a 1911. And tell me if you hear something that reminds you of a particular movie. Ooh, what's that sound like? Let's hear it. Oh yeah. Yes sir, that's the Terminator coming on out. I was playing this, shooting that 1911. It's like, whoa, I think I recognize that little rhythm. So I had to put it in there. I was getting a kick out of that. But let's get on to business here and talk about the Scar. First of all, now post-patch, this gun does a damage of 30 per bullet. 30. Did I just say 30? Yeah, you heard me say 30. This is a carbine weapon in an engineer class. That's more than assault class weapon. That's basically more than any assault class weapon with exception of the G3. That's up there with, I mean, you're getting near the SKS territory. I mean, that's a lot of damage per bullet. And now, the minimum now is a minimum of 20 damage. So you're talking 30 max, 20 minimum with this weapon. So basically, a 4 to 5 shot kill with this gun at any range. And the fire rate on it is slow. I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's not that great. But you don't want it to be that great because this gun, with that kind of damage and bullet size, it's going to have a lot of recoil. Now, again, loadouts, you've seen my videos about the heavy barrel versus the flash suppressor, grip or no grip. I think we're all kind of coming to a conclusion now that the grip is obsolete on most weapons, with the exception of like the F2000 or weapons that have a high side-to-side recoil. So pretty much, unless like a gun with a real heavy vertical recoil like this, a grip's not going to do anything but reduce or hamper your ability to get aimed accuracy, which is the last thing you want. So obviously the grip now, I just leave it off most of my weapons. Scar included in that. I don't even bother putting a bipod on it. I think it's just ugly to look at, and there's not ever a time I can think that I'll be whipping out a bipod on this gun. It's just not designed for that situation. But heavy barrel is essential on this weapon. A lot of people argue, oh, flash suppressor because it reduces recoil. No, no, no. That's the last thing you want to do on this gun, is reduce the recoil of it, because you will get an immense amount of headshots. This gun by far, out of any gun in the game, is a headshot gun, hands down. The AS Val I mentioned before, I get a lot of headshots with that gun because it has a little bit of a vertical recoil. This gun is that times 2. So it's a good recoil. A lot of people, you know, balk at it, saying, oh, it's uncontrollable. It's like a, you know, wild, untamed horse or something. No, it's not. It's a beautiful amount of recoil. You need that kind of recoil because whenever you aim at an enemy, you're aiming center mass. You don't aim for a head right off the bat. I mean, if you do that, you're going to miss. So when you aim center mass and you start firing, the natural recoil of the weapon will just put a beautiful picture silhouette right up to the head after a couple shots, and you'll get an instant headshot. Again, this weapon, and anybody that uses this weapon consistently will attest to the fact you get a tremendous amount of headshots, hands down more than any other weapon in the game. A lot of people recommend burst firing this gun. I do as well. but not for every situation. This gun's still capable of fully automatic fire if you know how to handle it. Sometimes when I go full auto, what I'll do is I'll just give a slight directional aim down when I'm firing full auto, and that kind of compensates for that huge vertical recoil. It keeps me on target, and I can still land bullets on target. But again, I try not to do that too much because it's not easy to do. But right there you just saw, I guess, what, a 9 little kill streak. But as I go on here, you'll be seeing some really ridiculous kill streaks with this gun. This is all team deathmatch gameplay to kind of show you the action, and you'll see some gameplay on Caspian Border here in a minute. It'll just blow your mind with this gun. It feels like a sniper rifle to me. And right there you can see I just went full auto with that gun. And look how quick, those bullets stayed on target. And I put that guy down, from a right to left flanking shot, which isn't easy. And put him down in an instant with this gun. In terms of sights, I always prefer the holographic sight. I think it just looks the best. That's what I'm accustomed to. I put on pretty much every weapon. But here's the start of, I believe, like a 12 kill streak on Caspian Border. Or, it might be the clip after this, but this is still a great kill streak here, too. Notice how I use vehicles for cover. That's kind of a good and bad thing now that they're so easily explosive, so be careful about that. I saw that guy coming up behind me on the mini-map, took care of him, and then we'll just come out here and say hello to all these little these guys just hanging out here. They don't even know what hits them with this gun. I mean, it does so much damage. Guys, short range charging at me. Good luck with that, whatever that was, that guy, the recon class had. I mean, some of these guys, the way they play, sometimes I just shake my head thinking, what are you thinking, But again, heavy barrel is a must. Don't believe anything else to be said. I've had some confusion about that before. I actually had to watch my own videos again just to see the recoil patterns on this gun, and for some reason I had difficulty discerning during the video of which was better, the heavy barrel or the flash suppressor. I mean, the evidence was clear in front of me. I don't know what I was thinking, but whenever you put a flash suppressor in this weapon, you get an immense amount of a side sway with this gun, which is the last thing you want. So this is that kill streak I was talking about. So look at, man, just coming up here now, I see these enemies over here. Look at the range of this weapon too. I mean, I'll just take these guys out at this range. That's a good long range shot for a carbine weapon, or any kind of weapon really. I mean, you ask yourself, what's the definition of a long range shot? I mean, yeah, there are sniper shots, which are certainly long range shots, but if you ask me, they're only for snipers. Every other weapon in the game, these are pretty much medium to long range shots. Go overlook this battlefield here. Trying to get pot shots on that guy. I mean, look at that headshot right there. It's just an instant kill every time. Unfortunately, this 12 kill streak here comes to an end as I was just talking about sniper rifles. An M98 takes me out here with one shot. Fortunately, that's just the name of the game when you're up here on your little perch and overlooking this entire battlefield. Just kind of put yourself at risk. You're pretty vulnerable out here. Another great thing about the engineer class is the SMAW, or the RPG. It's a great, great way to finish off enemies, or to, take away cover from enemies too. Again, I would argue it's even better than assault class in some ways, because assault class guys have their little M320, but again, what's that going to do against vehicles? Whereas with an engineer class weapon, I basically doubled my effectiveness as a soldier. Because I can take on infantry with this, I can take on vehicles with this. So I've mentioned this before in past videos about the engineer class, how effective of a class it is. But a lot of people steer away from it because for some reason they want those assault rifles in the assault class. And I mean, look at these range kills with this thing. I mean, just taking these guys on. I mean, another kill. I mean, that's 3 kills there in a short amount of time at range, with this weapon. It's almost like a high-powered sniper rifle in some effects in terms of its damage. Real similar to the G3, which I just got killed by right there.
I've spotted a hostile sniper.
So don't be afraid to use this weapon. Don't be intimidated by its level of recoil. You take this, like any weapon in the game, it takes time to understand it, get comfortable with it, and then maximize its effectiveness. So here, as I push up to these positions, I'm always kind of careful about just running into places. I'm watching that mini-map continuously. I know there's multiple enemies up here. Taking shots, prioritizing my targets based on, target acquisition and time frames. I see a guy over here to my right in a second, and I just sent him a nice little present. So I saw a glimpse of him over here. So I'm like, okay, all right, let's sneak around this dumpster and say hello to that. There you go. Seems like post-patch now the SMAW is a lot more powerful. Maybe they're watching my videos about me complaining about how that's never a one-shot kill on anybody. So again, 30 damage, 20 damage. I don't recommend grips. I recommend the heavy barrel, hands down. Don't even bother putting the suppressor on this gun, or if he has to be really any other gun in the game, because you get, with suppressors now, you get this huge aimed accuracy reduction, hip fire reduction. You know, you just don't want that on gun. You want your gun to fire true and accurate. When you aim down that sight, and you take the time to get that reticle on a player, you want that shot to hit the player. You don't want a misrepresentation of where you think your bullet's going to go just because of some, you know, programming code they got going on there. Look at that water tower falling down in the distance. You know, situations like this, you're just like, wow, you know, this game sometimes just blows my mind. Even now, you know, after hundreds of hours of play on it, you see stuff like that going on. It's just so much fun. I got guys up here in that building. I know I'm trying to try to get an elevation advantage on them over here, and just whatever I can do to get around the enemy like that. I mean, this helps so much in this game when you're aggressive like that. Last couple clips here winding down the video, but I mean, look at these close quarter scenarios here. I saved my teammate right here, and then I kill this guy, and then look at these 2 kills. Just boom, boom. I mean, look how quick that is. Without the pistol here, I mean, just how aggressive you can be with as an engineer. It's a great close quarters gun. Very effective, very powerful. Obviously the most powerful weapon in the engineer class. A lot of people argue that, you know, the M4 is better than the SCAR. I just disagree. That gun to me is just too weak. Don't get me wrong, it's extremely accurate, but, you know, when I get bullets on a guy, I want it to put him down quick. And, you know, the time to kill on this gun is just, I mean, it's incredibly short. I mean, look at that. I don't even have to, like, wait for him to die. I just burst fire it, and I just start looking on to the next guy. I don't even have to wait for them or watch them, because I know they're going to be dead instantly. So keep in mind the SCAR, one of the best weapons in the game. My personal favorites, top 2 or 3. I mean, between this and the Val and the SKS, I mean, you're talking, those are my guns right there. But I'm playing with this gun a lot more now, especially now post-patch. I'm really enjoying it. Look at this guy trying to come up behind me. Again, watch that mini-map, guys. Don't let guys, you know, surprise you. There's a lot of information on it, on that mini-map. Look at that. Look at that. From the hip, side sway shot. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, this gun, one of the best in the game. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Keep in mind about this weapon. Don't underestimate its power. Great weapon. And I'll have more videos to come. Thanks for your comments, your subscriptions. And this is Windshare. I'll talk to you guys later.